It's not going to happen. Not in my town.
Clark.
No. Look, Madeline, I'm sorry for your loss. I truly am. Baseball means everything to these people. Tommy was a local hero.
Which is why the game should happen on Friday.
And then what? What happened to Tommy was a tragic accident. And I don't mean to sound insensitive, but there's a lesson to be learned here. We can't have kids drinking and driving and thinking it's okay. It cost Tommy his life. Almost caused the death of another. Hell, it crippled this town.
Isn't that lesson enough? These boys have already lost a teammate, a best friend, a brother. And as you said before, baseball means everything to this town, especially those boys.
I only want what's best for this town. We lost one of our own when Tommy died. It's too soon for these kids to be running around playing games and losing sight of the reality of this tragedy. As a judge in this town, it's my responsibility to make sure that everyone is safe and following the rules. Someone has to make the hard decisions.
That's what you always say. But they're just kids. Don't you remember when you used to be in their shoes? When I lost Tommy, I was filled with grief. I searched for anything or anyone to blame because the reality was it was overwhelming to bear. And I felt lost because I couldn't get him back. And then I realized I could keep his memory alive. And that realization gave me hope. When you're young, you make stupid decisions. You think you know everything, and really, you're just looking at life through a tiny keyhole. Don't you remember that, Clark? Don't you remember what it's like to be 16, to wake up on a Monday
You wake up on a Monday and get through the week because you're living for that Friday night game. Nothing else matters. And when you play, you're unstoppable. And nothing anyone can say or do will take that away. That feeling where for just a few minutes the world isn't against you. And for once, you believe. You believe that you're important and that what you do makes sense.
April 1987, the championship game. Our first year in the playoffs. I loved it. Lived for the feeling you get when you run out onto the diamond. The smells. We used to practice every day after school.
Did you win?
No. But it was a hell of a time, though. The game was close from the very start. Only down by one run at the bottom of the seventh. Bases were loaded.
Bases were loaded.
And I was last up.
And I was last up to bat.
The crowd.
Oh man, the crowd was roaring. All my friends, they were cheering me on. It was great. But I fell. I struck out. It took us 2 years to get back to the playoffs. And after all that, we lost. Again. And all that hope you keep talking about is gone. The problem of being reminded of who you were when you were 16 is that you have to deal with all that stuff all over again. I lived for Friday nights. Looked forward to games as that they were my only way that I could breathe. But that innocence doesn't last forever, Maddie. And you falling for that facade does more harm than good. We all lose in the end.
That's where you're wrong. That's not what this is about. It's not about losing a championship or even me losing Tommy. It's how we choose to deal with these troubles that matter. It's about loving the game. And I don't know about you, but I would give anything to feel that way again. To taste that freedom and chase the faith that there's more to this world than just winning and losing. But if those boys look back on this loss and see nothing but the end of their dreams, then what's the point of going on anyways? Only one boy died in that crash. And he would want his boys to keep playing, to keep continuing with their dreams and aspirations, to keep playing for themselves and for this town, and to remind everyone what it's like to be so in love with the game that it becomes a part of who you are. There will be strikeouts, I think we both know that, but if we only get one shot at this game of life, then I'm gonna play till my very last breath.
I'm not trying to take away what those guys believe in.
Then don't. Tommy will never get that chance again. He lost that the minute he decided to get behind the wheel with a bottle in his hand. But he had it, and he treasured it. Baseball was his dream. It was all of your dreams, your hope. We can't just lose faith in that. If we do, then that's the real us.
I don't know how I lost it.
It's all right to feel pain. I know you think you're doing them a favor, but let them experience this tragedy and learn from it and deal with it in a way that they feel best, in a way that you would if you were 16 again. Let them play, Clark.
1 second you're wide-eyed and ready to take on anything. You have it all, and then
it's gone. So, what do you say, Judge Darrow? Do we have ourselves a game on Friday?
I'd say we've learned enough from this loss, Maddie. Tommy would be proud to know his guys were given another chance to play, win or lose.